Hello, welcome back to another video. Today, minimalism. We're going to take a look at how we can create some very minimalistic photos in the middle of the day. And then we'll finish it up in Photoshop. And what I'll do is I'll remove some of this distraction and make it a very minimalistic, fine art looking image. Okay, so when it comes to minimalism, what I'm looking for is just something very simple, okay? We don't need to worry about foreground interest, midground, background. We just want a subject, okay? And when it comes to minimalism, that's something that I'm always looking for, is just a subject, something that stands out. And this is the perfect example. It's just a dead old tree, and we've got the beach as a background. Okay, so the first thing I really want to do is just sort of have a look at our scene and work out what we want. Now, I've already put footprints through the scene, which is not ideal, but what we'll do is we're going to Photoshop all of these out. But, you know, the whole purpose of this is to get into Photoshop and smooth all this out and create a nice fine art minimalistic image. Okay, so the first few shots, I'm going to walk around without the tripod. We're just going to try and frame something up. We'll take some shots without the tripod, try and find a composition that works well. Then we'll put our 10-stop filter on, get on the tripod, and then we'll start actually working the scene a bit better. Okay, so I've gone around, I've done a few shots, not really happy with any of them. Now 10-stop filter. So now I'm going to put the 10-stop filter on, and then what we'll do is we'll recompose those similar shots. And we'll find that will just smooth out the water and make at least the water look a little bit nicer. Should smooth out the clouds on the horizon a little bit. They're not moving super fast, so we will definitely do some photoshopping with this one. Now onto the editing side of things. So this is the image that we're going to edit. I ended up taking a few. Let me just quickly show you. Here's a couple without the filter on. Now, when it comes to minimalistic type images, I think having the filter and smoothing out the water makes a difference. So if we have a look at this image and then this one, having that smoother water definitely helps. It makes it a little bit more minimal. And for what we're doing here, we're going to Photoshop a lot of this out. It will make it a lot easier to blend and create our photoshopped image by having that water a lot smoother. We'll have less work to do. Okay, and then we've got this image here, and again, with the water smoothed out, it just looks nicer here. Now, I like the shape of the tree here. I was deciding between the two of them. This one here, I don't like the way the tree is kind of crossing over, and it's all, to me, it's a bit messy, a bit too much trunk. I like the shape of it here. I don't like that I've got this log in the background. So what we're going to do is we're going to just select the one log, make it a very minimalistic image. Now this is going to take a while. This isn't going to be a quick one. I'm going to try and keep it as simple as possible. What we're going to do is we're going to take this straight into Photoshop because this won't work in Lightroom. What we're about to do won't work in Lightroom. Okay, so here's our image in Photoshop. Now, the first thing we want to do is isolate our subject. So we want to isolate this branch. So the easiest way to do this, come up to Select, Subject, okay? And Photoshop does a good job at selecting subjects. Now, as you can see, it's selected this branch up the top. It's selected the ones down the bottom. That's okay, okay? What we're going to do, if we have our lasso tool selected, so the third tool down, it's going to give us our Select and Mask option. I'm going to click on Select and Mask. So we can remove things from here. So if we hold our Alt key or Option key on a Mac, we can remove, but look, don't waste your time. There's an easier way to do it. As far as your options go over here, a radius of 1, smoothing at 5, feathering 0.5, contrast 10, and our edge shift, we're just going to leave that where it is. Feel free to pause the video at any time to have a look at what I've got here. But the important one here, we want a new layer with a layer mask. And then we're just going to press OK. So now it's just selected our subject. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab our brush tool. We're going to make sure our brush is on black. Our opacity is at 100%. And then just make our brush a bit bigger. Make sure we're on this mask. By default, it should already be on this mask here. And we're going to black out the bits we don't want. Okay. And then we'll get down, we'll black out these ones. So just that black brush on the black mask will black out the bits we don't want. Now, where this overlaps, this branch kind of overlaps, if we just press Control or Command and 1, that will zoom us into 100%. And then we can just slide these across. And again, what we're going to do is black out the areas we don't want. So we might need to make our brush a little bit smaller. Be fairly careful as you go around the edges. Okay, even make your brush even smaller. So I'm just using the square bracket keys to make my brush bigger or smaller. Okay, and we're just going to go across that edge here. We'll paint this one out. And again, just by alternating between square bracket keys, up and down, we'll make our brush bigger or smaller. Okay, so make it as neat as you possibly can. I'm just going to tidy up that little edge there. Okay, and then make our brush bigger. You can get rid of this area. Okay, so we just want that one main branch, and then Control or Command and 0 will take us back to our full screen. So now we've got just our subject. We've eliminated all of that garbage in the background. So if we hide that background layer, that's going to show our selection. So that's the first part of doing what we're going to do. Now, next part, what I want to do is with this background layer, I'm going to press Control or Command and J to make a copy. The copy is there for a backup. So if we do anything wrong to this one, we've still got our original layer. Okay, so this one is just acting as a little bit of a backup because that's the layer we're going to work on. Now, I'm going to hide that top layer. That top layer is done for now. That is just our subject. So that we don't need to deal with it. So if I just click this eyeball and hide that for now, we're going to work on this middle layer. So this is our copy. What we want to do is remove everything now. It'll start to make sense as we go, but what I'm going to do is remove everything. So again, I'm going to come up to Select, Subject. Okay, so once again, it's selected all of our subjects and it's done a good job. Now this will vary from image to image, but this is probably the easiest way of doing it. Now that we've got everything selected, if we come to this tool here, so this is our remove tool. And if you come up to here where it says auto, just click the auto. Okay, it may use AI to remove things, but that's okay. This is just kind of just to get us started. So we're going to click on auto, and then we're just going to paint over the whole image, and that's going to paint the areas that we've selected. Once we release, it will do its thing. Okay, and as you can see, it's done a pretty good job. So if we just click anywhere on the screen, we'll just use our lasso tool. It's done a pretty good job, but it's not perfect. You can still see where it's removed things. So what we're going to do is tidy it up a little bit more from there. So a good tool is your clone stamping tool. Clone stamping tool is fantastic. The way it works, if we hold our Alt or Option key, we can sample an area. So for example, I'm just going to sample off just to the left, and then once I start to paint, what it's doing, it's sampling where I've done my alt. And if I just keep clicking, so every time I click, you'll see that little cross appear, and then it's sampling that area next to what I've done. So I'm just going to keep sampling little areas, and I'm just going to keep clicking. If I just click and drag, it'll then start to paste areas over to where I don't want them. Okay, so I'm just going to do small clicks, just keep clicking, keep dragging, just going over those areas where I can kind of see. Clone stamp tool works well if you just keep using it, keep clicking it, and just sampling smaller areas. Okay, and same down here. What I'm going to do this time, I'm going to sample right on that line where the water and the sand start to meet, and then just sort of click and drag. And look, you could even go one step further here. If we just grab our spot healing brush, this one here is our one that will use the AI, the remove tool, will remove things. This one here is our spot healing brush. Spot healing brush works really well just with smaller areas. So if you've got any dust spots or anything like that, again, square bracket keys will make the brush bigger or smaller. And if you wanted to, you could just go over, remove all those footprints. The spot healing brush does a really good job at just removing small things. Okay, you could even get in there and remove that shadow if you want. So we could do this, go over this shadow. And as you can see, spot healing brush does a really good job with small, not so complex areas. And you know, if you really wanted to, you could go in there, get rid of all those footprints, just keep clicking on little areas. Spot healing brush does a fantastic job. Okay, and then when we put that back, okay, now we've removed all that clutter. But what we want to do is we want to give it that fine art image. Okay, we're not going for realism here. This is fine art, minimalistic images. What I'm going to do is with that second layer selected, I'm going to come up to my filters, down to my blur filter, and we're going to click on motion blur. Okay, so you'll probably find, I'm not sure where the default is, but the motion blur filter, you can change the angle of your blur. We want to leave it at 0 because we want these lines to go straight through our scene. And if we start to turn this slider up, and I'm going to crank it all the way, as you'll see, it creates a really nice, almost long exposure blur type look. So now we've got some movement in our clouds, we've got movement in our water and our sand. We're going to press OK. Now, what we want to do with this image, I don't want the sand. I just want that horizon line, I want the clouds, and I want some water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my rectangular marquee tool, which is this one up here, the second tool down, and I'm going to select just below the horizon, click and drag. Okay, so now I've selected the bottom half. I'm going to press Control or Command and J to make a copy. Then I'm going to press Control or Command and T to transform. And then if we just zoom out a little bit, now what we don't want to do is just grab this and pull it, because what that'll do is it will stretch the whole image. So if we hold our Shift key and then stretch, it'll just stretch it down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep zooming out until I've got just the water. I'm going to get rid of that sand altogether. I'm going to keep stretching to around about there. Click the tick button. Control or Command and 0 will take us back to full screen. Okay, so that's going to be our background. So now if we put this on, now we've got our stick on a very minimalistic looking background. Now, if I just zoom in a little, you're going to see little areas that we may have missed when we did our selection. So if we just click on our black mask, grab a black brush, and again, just sort of black out those areas that we don't want. You'll see up here, probably need to tidy that up a little as well. Okay, so you can spend as long as you like sort of going through your image just to make sure everything looks nice. And that's the beauty of layer masks. So if you go too far, for example, I can just switch back to my white brush and then I can just start to paint back in. Okay, so just alternating between black and white brushes, you can get in nice and tight. Okay, back to the black brush, and then we can sort of black out the areas we don't want. Go back to the white brush, paint in the areas that we do want. Okay, so now we've got our subject on our background. Now, this is where you can get a little bit creative. So if I click on this top layer, for example, that is just my stick. If I press Control or Command and T again, that is T for transform, we can then make this bigger or smaller. We can rotate it. We can do all sorts of things. So what I might do is I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. We'll get it to around about there, and then we can position it wherever we like. Okay, I think kind of, yeah, look, personal preference. I do want to see that horizon just above the tree. So I think there looks kind of nice. We might make it a little bit more minimal because we are going for a minimalistic image. Position it wherever you want. Now, just the finishing touches is we want to create a reflection. Okay, the reflection will just make it look a little bit more natural. So what I'm going to do with that top layer selected, again, Control or Command and J to make a copy, Control or Command and T to transform. And then if I just right click, and then we're going to flip it vertically. And what that will do is create a mirror image. And now I can click and drag and put this wherever I want. Now you'll see that it starts to go out of the screen. So similar to what we did before, if I hold my Shift key, it's going to distort the image. Okay, so by holding my Shift key, I can now move this up and down, and I do want the reflection to be slightly different. So I'm going to bring that up there, just kind of line it up so it matches. Press my tick button. Now to make it look a bit more realistic with the reflection, if we come over to our opacity, so this little slider here, bring it down to about 50%. That'll start to hide the reflection into the water a little bit better. And even if we go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and just give it a little bit of a blur. We don't want to overdo the blur. Okay, we just want to bring that blur down a little bit. 2 or 3 pixels is somewhere pretty good for a reflection. Press OK, and then we've got our reflection. Now you'll also notice that there is this line that goes through the image. Whenever you start to use a blur tool or anything like that, you're going to see a line around the mask. So all we need to do is click on that mask, grab our black brush, X on the keyboard will alternate between black and white, make our brush a little bit bigger, okay, and then just by painting those lines, we can then sort of get rid of those lines. Okay, another thing you can do is if we just click on the start, find the end of it, hold the shift key and click, it will draw a nice straight line. There's a little bit down there, another one there, so click, hold shift, drag, and that does that. Okay, and I'll see that there's another one from that original image. So if I click down here on our second layer mask, and we can just sort of black out the areas that we don't want. Okay, so I can see a little bit through there, a little bit up there. There's another one through there. Okay, and then just tidy it up a little bit. Okay, so when working with layer mask, yes, you may see the little bit of an edge come through. So just sort of click on your layer mask and just sort of black out the edges to make it look a bit nicer. All right, so that's it. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Hopefully next time you see me, I will be live, planning another live stream very soon. But that's it. There's my take on a very minimalistic fine art type image. Okay, that's it for this one. Thank you and see you next time.